What up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome back to another episode of the Elite Way Podcast. Now, on today's episode, we're going to ruffle some feathers a little bit, all right, man? But it's going to get real, it's going to be necessary, and we're going to talk about why your kid needs to focus on one sport in high school, just one. And why not doing that could be the reason that they get left behind in this new recruiting world. The game has changed, people, so I need y'all to listen up, man, because we're going to unpack some myths that some of y'all might have, all right? Now, look, I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking like this: multiple sports are good, right? And you're thinking like, hey, I was told to expand my horizons. I was told to play multiple sports because it helps with other sports, correct? And yeah, it used to be, but you got to understand this. This ain't 2010, right? When you look at the business of the game, college football is now professional. Players are getting paid. Revenue sharing is here. And if your kid wants to get in that lane, the mindset has to change, and it has to change right now. So if you're a parent listening to this, listen to every word that I'm saying and understand what your child is trying to get into. All right. So let me do this. Let me ask a question. Okay. And let me not ask a question. Let me address a question that I get all the time. All right. The question is this: so is playing multiple sports still valuable in today's recruiting landscape, right? Or like most parents are asking me, has that changed? Like, what is the world of recruiting now? You got to understand this. A lot of kids playing multiple sports is a positive thing. There's no doubt about that. All right. It helps with athleticism, competitiveness, and all of that. But with where football is at now, that's not the edge anymore. Okay. Now it's about technical development. It's about maximizing your craft. You can't afford to just stay busy. You need to get better at your craft. Like, look, here's the deal. The truth is this: in today's game, playing one sport and mastering it gives you more opportunity to dominate on the field and get on the radar of college coaches. And that's just the truth, which leads me to my next point. It's like this: what are parents and athletes not being told about the business side of high school sports today? Right? That's the question that a lot of you guys listening are asking. And I would respond by saying this: like, parents still think that this is the same old process, right? When they play, like, you play your junior and senior year of high school, maybe you hit a few camps over the summer, or you make your summer camp tour like it is today, and you get seen, and there you go, man, you're recruited, right? And I would tell you, like, that's over. See, the NCAA has shifted everything with the early signing period. When you look at NIL and how it's flipped the power dynamic, things have just shifted constantly, right, in the past few years. And see, colleges are running their programs like corporations now, right? So this is a pipeline system that we're looking at. And if you're not preparing like it's a profession, you're going to be left behind. That's just the truth. See, these colleges are investing in athletes now, and an investment requires proof of return. Let me repeat that. Colleges are investing in athletes now, and an investment requires proof of return. That means skill. That means reps. That means you need a resume of film, of growth, and consistency. Not a bunch of scatter stats across different sports, playing basketball, baseball, and all that. That's good. But here's where the line gets drawn. So the question that you got to ask is this: what is the difference between development and distraction when it comes to playing multiple sports? Because can multiple sports be a distraction? Well, I would say this. In high school, time is everything. Every rep counts. Every season matters. And if you're trying to play 3 sports a year, when you are really developing, when you are really mastering your technique, it's not about keeping busy. It's about getting better. And if you're playing those multiple sports, I think it becomes a distraction, especially when it takes away from the time you need to refine your craft. Especially if you're trying to go D1, get a scholarship, or even enter the NIL world. Your time has to be used wisely. Now, let's take it a little bit deeper, y'all. You're probably asking, like, how are college coaches evaluating athletes differently now compared to the past? I mean, like, what is the true difference here? What am I missing, right? And you got to understand this. It's all about data. Coaches aren't just watching huddle tapes anymore. They're watching training clips, footwork drills. It could be one-on-ones, how you carry yourself in workouts, how coachable you are, what off-season look like, all that good stuff, right? And they want athletes who are obsessed with getting better. They want to see progress. And if all they see is highlights from football, which is very important, because at the end of the day, your highlights are what are going to get you off. But if all they're seeing is highlights from football, basketball, and track, but really no skill development, they're moving on to the next guy who's been locked in on football all year round. That's why this next question is key that you need to be asking yourself. It's like, well, if that's the case, then what does a professional mindset look like for high school football players in today's world? Like, what does that mean? It means your approach, your development, all that. You have to operate like you're already getting paid. So you show up early, you stay late, you ask questions, you break down film. You just don't show up to practice. You train outside of it. You surround yourself with people who hold you accountable. And when you look at that element, you have to be around a group of people, a program like PPT, like what we do, like how we instill the mindset from day one. Because when an opportunity comes, it's too late to get ready. And you have to be ready. And look, this isn't to bash multi-sports. But you have to understand this is about opportunity. And I can hear you now. You're probably like, well, if my kid doesn't specialize, what opportunities could they miss out on, right? Like in today's, in recruiting world, recruiting landscape, all that good stuff, like what is he missing out on? Well, I would say this, like you're missing out on exposure. You're missing out on the evaluation periods. You're missing out on reps. You're missing the chance to show coaches your growth, your edge, your hunger, all that good stuff, right? But here's the deal. And here's what you got to understand. There's another kid out there who's training year round for the very spot that you want. He's going to pass you up. And now, it's not personal. It's just the truth. And you got to understand the game is evolving. And if you don't evolve with it, you get left behind. Because look, playing multiple sports is a great thing. Please hear me and hear me correctly. Playing sports is a great thing. But at the same time, when you look at the professionalism of college sports now, there's not a lot of athletes who have the ability to play multiple sports when they get to that level. So the guys who have honed their craft, the guys who have prepared year round for the opportunity to be seen, for the opportunity to earn a scholarship, for the opportunity to come in and be an impact on their team, they're the ones who are going to be a step ahead. And that's just the reality. See, like, I know this might challenge some old school thinking. But I'm not here to be comfortable. I'm here to help get you results and tell you the truth. And if you're a parent, it's time to shift your perspective. If you're a player, it's time to lock in. If you want that scholarship, if you want to be recruited, and you want to play big time football, then stop dabbling. Pick your sport. Go all in. Prepare like a pro. And see, PPT Elite, the program that I run, is how we prepare kids for that. And we were built for this exact reason, to develop, to prepare, and to produce scholarship athletes. So, as I end, if you're listening to this and you're ready to step into the future of football, visit pptelite.com. Go to our social pages and DM us the word elite, right? But make sure you understand that playing multiple sports is not the end all be all. Playing multiple sports is not going to kill you. But the question that you got to ask yourself is, are you a generational talent where even though you're playing multiple sports, your talent in whatever particular sport, i.e. this case football, is so great that I still have to take you as a recruiter? Or is multiple sports deterring you from your development versus the guy who's going year round and focusing on the very position that you play and then will take the next step because he honed his craft when you were playing something else? This is the Elite Way Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Pugh, and we're just getting started. I'll catch y'all on the next episode. Let's go.